because I did many different points or whatever. But he was providing both sides of countries of a country that was at war, and he was providing both sides with weapons, ammunition, and all these things. And when he got questioned about it, he said, guess what he said?
Just
right, like you got to look at everything that's going on right now. We're sending all kind of weapons, surface-to-air missiles, guns, all type of stuff to literal Nazis in Ukraine, and a lot of those weapons are just coming up missing. They can't even track that stuff. So
yeah.
And the U.S. does this all the time. Like Afghanistan, when we pulled out, what was it, just last year? They pull out, I mean, it was a total debacle, and we left billions of dollars of state-of-the-art weaponry, just left it in Afghanistan. These guys got a major upgrade. Major. Why lie? Why do they have to lie to the West? Like, why do they have to lie to the Americans?
They don't look bad. They don't look, like
they already don't get along. Like, there's no relationship.
What's gonna happen to Brittney Grinner for actually? The reason she got caught over there was because she had some CBD oil, right?
Here we go.
Okay, so on December 8th of 2022, this year, of course, WNBA star player Brittney Grinner was released from the Russian authority custody and brought back to the U.S. After serving about 10 months of prison. She was exchanged for a Russian prisoner that was here in the U.S. His name is Victor Bout, and he is known for being an arms dealer, and that was the exchange. They exchanged her for this guy, which everybody pretty much already knows. While she was in prison, I guess she faced some difficulties. They make you do like not arts and crafts. I don't want to, like, they actually want you to be busy doing stuff. And they tried to have her sew stuff, and it was uncomfortable for her. She tried doing certain things, and it doesn't seem like the worst stay. But I just been thinking about this, like, how difficult could it have been to, like, just go in there with your team, with your friends, people you know, and being left behind, of course, for a reason. That has to be terrifying, and it has to be very disorienting for her. Now, I got some questions written down. I got some comments. Let's see where we go with this. Sometimes we don't use everything we have written down, but because the conversations we have start going in a different direction, okay? But don't let me forget about my few questions and, the comment at the end. I want to see what you guys think about certain things. And would you like to take over and,
No, like, what you got?
Okay.
The first thing that comes, the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, go for it.
Was the deal. Basketball player for an arms dealer. I mean, what's up with that? I didn't really get that.
Okay. I was hoping somebody other than me would ask that, and I have something written down about that. But let's see, because I wanted Ed to, like, have some input on this before I guide this conversation in a different way. But I wanted to know, like, does it seem like a sensible trade? Like, does it make sense? Is it fair? A fair trade, like an entertainer for somebody who sold arms and has a lot to do. Are you aware of who he is, Nagayan, or what he did to be in jail?
Yeah, what I heard was that he actually an arms dealer or weapons dealer with, I don't remember which, but
Okay.
made the movie about him, Lord of War.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
indeed.
Yeah. Lord of War, right? But listen. I didn't want to do this until the end, but it makes more sense for me to actually go ahead and read this real quick. You guys are ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Victor Bout served a total of 14 years of prison, okay? Out of 25 years he was supposed to serve, okay? In case we really think that, in case you guys really think the exchange was a fair one, I'll tell you a few things that he was accused of, okay? So, he was accused of carrying or selling or handling in some way or another, okay, an amount of about 10 million and just like regular weapons. And I'll go through this list right now. So let me see, I'm a little lost. I had it for last, I'm sorry guys. So he sold a total of 800 surface to air missiles, not guns, but missiles. This dude was into everything. Like, he had his hands into so much, it's crazy, okay? So 30,000 AK-47 sold by him, okay? 10 million rounds of ammunition, 5 tons of C4, okay? A few airplanes were with grenade launchers in them, like equipped with grenade launchers, and he had a line, like a not an army, a group of runners that went through different countries bringing guns for him and stuff like that. But he was the man, like the head of the operation, for what I could find, okay? He was also delivering weapons to Colombia, Africa, Saudi, and some other places, okay? He was, I don't know where I read that down, because I did many different points or whatever, but he was providing both sides of countries of a country that was at war, and he was providing both sides with weapons, ammunition, and all these things. And when he got questioned about it, he said, guess what he said?
Just a dealer?
He said, if I didn't sell these weapons to these people, somebody else would have.
Yeah, that's the classic.
That's his defense.
Yeah. It's true, though.
Yes, sir, you know. Well, yeah, it is true. But I'm just saying, like one thing for another, it doesn't seem like too fair. Now, one of the questions I have is that, was it a fair trade? And your guys' opinion, how does this make sense? How does this make the U.S. Authorities, meaning president and all that, look, and does this guy still pose a threat 14 years later? You think he's still got connections, or he could go back to this, or did he even stay in contact with, his people?
Go ahead. I'm
Where was he getting all these weapons from?
Oh, he got I don't know. Actually, I did not look that up.
Come on.
If I do believe the movie,
Yeah.
it was from the different governmentals. I think Russian and US. He had contacts in the US and Russia.
That's what I think I read as well. The US and Russia.
I thought it was like
he had like connections.
It was basically after the Soviet Union had fell. So you had all these like corrupt generals, corrupt government officials who were like, yo, look, man, it's over. I need to make me some money. I need to we got some planes over here. We got some tanks. All right, how much you want to give me for those? And then these generals, they made out. And I think he was one of these guys who was just buying up all this old Soviet equipment. I think it was a lot of people doing it. It wasn't just him.
How do missiles go missing? How do entire airplanes go missing?
Because
And
a
you don't even
general
know.
is like, yo, it's over. It's done. Like, Soviet Union's done. Yo, I need to make me some money. Yo, you want to buy these missiles?
There's another movie also. What is it on Netflix? With what his name? Nick Jonas? No, not Nick Jonas. My goodness, he's Jonas Hill. Jonas Hill, where he's a arms dealer too, and you know it's a good movie. You should look into it. Do you think he posed a threat? Like,
But how does he
as
pose a threat? Like, how? He got the weapons and everything from the Soviet Union after it collapsed. Putin's in charge now, so like, how is he a threat to who? I don't even understand like, what's the problem here. Like,
I mean,
and who's to say that Putin's gonna let him off? I don't know what's gonna happen to this guy. Like, do the Russians have a beef with him too? I have no idea what's going on.
he's a hero back in where he goes. He's in Russia. They're celebrating his release.
Okay, if the Russians say he's a hero, then he's a hero as far as I'm concerned.
no. I did see a few things where he was welcomed back. Okay, people were celebrating. People were like waiting for him to come back home.
Okay,
And I'm not talking about his family, like his mom and his dad and his uncle. I'm talking about there was a group of people chanting out here, waiting for him. People clapping for the news. I mean, who knows? Okay. But once an arms dealer, what you think he's gonna go back home to sell coffee, or Starbucks or something like?
Here's the thing, right? Like, you got to look at everything that's going on right now. We're sending all kind of weapons, surface-to-air missiles, guns, all type of stuff to literal Nazis in Ukraine, and a lot of those weapons are just coming up missing. They can't even track that stuff. So
Yeah.
and the U.S. does this all the time. Like Afghanistan, when we pulled out, what was it, just last year? They pull out. I mean, it was a total debacle, and we left billions of dollars of state-of-the-art weaponry, just left it in Afghanistan. These guys got a major upgrade. Major. Like, you see them pose, you see the Taliban posing in photos now. They got night vision goggles. They got M4s, all the body armor. They got the Jeeps, drones. They got everything now. So it's like, you know, I can't. When you look at what the U.S. does, man, I can't call it. U.S. is the biggest problem. They're the biggest threat. They're the biggest threat. You got to think if you just look at how much we just left over for the Taliban, that's nothing. I mean, whatever he sold, whatever the Lord of War sold, that guy, nothing compared to how much we left in.
That's the whole point between the U.S. is an weapon country. It based itself on that. Its pride is
we just
every war and every conflict.
Well, the estimate I gave you is just that, an estimate. Okay, it could be way more. This is what they actually know for sure, because a lot of
upgraded the Taliban, and we're upgrading Nazis right now. So I can't judge this guy, you know, because I have to also consider those things. What our country is doing, you know, right now. I don't even know if this is a bad guy. I don't know.
Well, I would say a bad guy selling missiles to the wrong people. That's a bad guy. I don't care what side you are.
Then our country we're bad guys then. Okay,
there is a lot of bad guys in this country. Yeah,
the Taliban, we gave them state-of-the-art weapons, right? Gave it to them.
But you can't act
we go over to Africa and we give
now
warlords weapons too. We do this too.
I know, and I have and I have spoke on this, right? But we cannot act like just because the U.S. does it too, then this guy is little. Like, he sold airplanes equipped with grenade launchers.
He was selling them to freedom fighters. Missiles. I don't know who he's selling that stuff to.
Okay, but 14 years.
Yeah, what you think this is being used for?
to
that's my point.
I mean,
what
who
are
are they fighting?
for?
Who are they fighting?
Exactly. If it's both sides that are profiting from then they're fighting themselves, or them fighting themselves. That people are fighting themselves.
But it's and the last episode you spoke of instigators, right? What bigger instigators than the guy that's selling weapons to both sides?
I want to find out what Putin got to say about this guy. I want to hear
Okay,
what Putin got to say about this guy.
But he hasn't said anything yet. And just because Putin says it, it doesn't mean it's true. Just because Putin says he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail, if he, listen, promise, you know, like it would make sense. Think about this. If he finds it to be useful, because other people have done this, they find somebody to be useful and act like they're gonna kill him or they're gonna put him in jail and throw them in jail, and he actually making moves from jail, and people know he is, and people know these people are like actually like calling shots, living comfortably in jail. So let's not act like he wouldn't lie.
Here's the thing. Right? Like, how do we know any of this from the media that's been lying to us about everything? So I don't know how you do it. Like, if I catch you lying, like, I can't just believe the next thing you say. You know, like, don't question.
No, I get that.
I don't know the true story.
But from my perspective, if I say 14 years out of the game, if he was really out of the game, would say that would mean a lot of context and a lot of refreshment, of a lot of rebuilding of what you had, and reacquiring and letting people know I'm not a spy, I'm not trying to rat you out, because that's also a possibility that people will think that he's working with the enemy. Or
but he is not accused of being a spy. He was out in the open making these moves. I mean, it's not like he was hidden.
I'm just saying, for his credibility has now, because he was caught, he got jailed for 14 years. Credibility is now.
You ever heard about Blood Diamonds?
I've heard about the movie. Yeah.
Guess what part he played in this?
What?
Providing the militia with AK-47s to defend themselves, or to suppress the people over there.
So the people who was suppressing the community, okay, bad guys. He was selling weapons to these people, okay, in exchange for the diamonds that the people, the community, was mining. You understand that? Okay, and he was also selling the authorities weapons. So he didn't just provide both sides in one occasion, or this was his game. This was his thing. Like, he's like, okay, let me find a country with conflict. Okay, he did the same thing in Colombia. He did the same thing in Africa. He did the same thing in another country. I can't remember, and I don't feel like looking for it. But he did the same thing multiple times. So this is the type of person he is. It's not like he came across this deal or anything like that. So how you change that program on somebody? I think he's still.
If he goes out there, he's gonna do the same thing. Maybe not with weapons, but he will.
No, but he's already wired that way. Maybe you're right. Maybe not with weapons.
I got more faith in the Russians than I do the Americans at this point. So to me, it comes down to what Putin says about it and what the Russian authorities do once they have them. And whatever they do is the correct thing, as far as I'm concerned. Because one country will let you twerk in front of little kids. The other country, I think you'll be going away for a long time. Okay? I think we know which countries that is.
We're talking about serious shit right here, Ed. Like, I get it.
What I'm saying is it's not serious. One country will let you take your kids to the strip club, and that's cool. The other country, they have rules. I'm being dead serious.
Like, you're being honest.
One country has rules.
But you also have a country which doesn't even allow for protesters to go on the streets. You don't allow for people to actually choose their own
voice.
Sexualism.
Oh, you're talking about Ukraine?
Voice,
you're talking about Ukraine?
Opinion. That's Russia.
That's Ukraine. It might be Russia too, but it's also Ukraine.
On the street.
Ukraine has done it too, but this is the thing. Like, don't divert somewhere else. Just because the U.S. does it, just because doesn't mean that Russia is clean. Like, stop acting like they are clean. Stop doing that.
I got more respect for them. I'm not saying they clean. I got more respect. So whatever they do with this guy, to me, that's gonna let me know what's going on. I'm gonna follow this story, and I want to see like what do they actually do with this.
So he's like, oh, he's gonna rot in jail, and so we done with that. Like, oh, he said this and he said that. We good. We safe. We good now.
Say he's gonna rot in jail. I guess he really was a bad guy then.
Okay.
Oh, so you're saying they'll say it, but then they won't really do it? They'll have him out?
Yeah, yeah. It has happened in the past.
Why lie? Why do they have to lie to the West? Like, why do they have to lie to the Americans?
They don't look bad. They don't look, like
they already don't get along. Like, there's no relationship.
What's gonna happen to Brittney Grinner for actually? The reason she got caught over there was because she had some CBD oil, right?
Yeah.
And penalty for carrying CBD oil over there or marijuana related paraphilia is forbidden.
What? Say that again. What?
Russia, you're not allowed to have drugs on you, to those things.
What's the usual penalty to that?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I think it's like that in China too. They don't play that, man.
It was like 2-3 years, something like that, Ed.
I don't know what it was, man.
No.
I don't know, but let's say it was 2-3 years, right? And
what's gonna happen to Brittney Grinner coming back to the US? Is she gonna go back to jail or is she gonna?
She's gonna be free.
Right? Why?
She's gonna be reintegrated to society because over here. That's not a something to be punished. As regularized here is not such a big thing, and the time she served, I guess, helps as well. I mean,
served. How much time was it? I think a couple of months.
10 months.
10 months, yeah.
And a few days, yeah.
There are people in jail for longer in the U.S.
Yeah.
Longer for carrying less weed, but it was because of the penal system. And they want, what's going to happen with those people? What's going to happen with them? Why is Brittney Grinner allowed to go free, and why do these people have to?
Free? She had a press conference of her own with the president and everything. Everybody's clapping. Everybody's happy she's back. Everybody's celebrating and this and that. Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean. A good amount of the population. I actually wanted to do 2 episodes about the same subject because I wanted to talk. I think it's very important to understand this Victor guy, right? I think it's very, very. I mean, it's not like it's gonna make a difference. I'm not gonna make a difference, to be honest with you. Like anything I say, it's not gonna make an impact either. I mean, the regular person might like feel what I'm saying or whatever, but it's, Joe Biden is not going to change his mind. Hey, you know what I mean? So yeah, she can't wait to start playing again. She's going to get some psychiatric evaluations and stuff like that. She's going to spend some time with her family, and then she's going to be reintegrated to, her regular, what used to be her regular life. So she's in no danger of serving any time, any restrictions or anything like that.
Why wouldn't the same be true for Victor guy?
Because he's accused of corruption. He was sentenced to 25 years, and he only served a little over half of that. Like a year over half of that. And he still had a long way to go. And his offense, and like I said, his offense, okay, is something to actually look at. I mean, what he was doing is actually something to look at. There's people who died. There was people killed. There's people that died around him. I don't want to say he killed them, but I was watching this video earlier about these people that were saying that people around him was dropping too. So, like, who knows? how do you reintegrate a person like that and give them a job at McDonald's, for example? Like how you give them a regular life back to him?
I don't think you should look at it that way.
What's the real story? Like, what's the full story?
Well, his full story?
Yeah, like, you know, like, what's both sides? I mean, because the first thing I thought is like,
so let's say, you know, he started off selling flowers and ended up selling weapons of mass destruction. What's the difference? He still ended up where he ended up.
well, he got them from Russia, and I'm like, do they consider him
From the U.S. as well.
Maybe, but I'm like, well, do they consider him to be a bad person or what? I'm just curious about what's the Russian perspective on him.
Oh, I see. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I don't know.
don't need.
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
all
That's
I know
gonna be
is
part two.
it's gonna be part 2. Russian perspective on Victor. What's his last name?
Victor Bout. Okay. So, with that being said, we don't know enough. We know what he did and what he did, but there's no way of predicting the future. But if you was to say what's going to happen, is he going to jail or what he's doing? Actually, we should know this by now because he's been home for like 2-3 days, right?
No, they censor all news coming out of Russia. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You guys didn't know that.
I don't know. I haven't looked for news out of
Yeah.
Russia. So
One of the first things they did, they took RT off. They did all that. Like,
Yeah. Well, you know, whatever.
yeah.
So how are we gonna figure this out, Ed?
No, you can go to places and find it. Like, you can go to Telegram. Like, there's other people who get the news out. So, yeah.
I read here, Victor Bout is now part of a ultra-nationalist party.
What?
He is now part of an ultra-nationalist party from Russia.
What does that mean?
Go
The Liberal
Russia.
Democratic Party.
What?
Politics now.
Fair trade, right, Ed? We good.
Because it's
This is the media. Eh? This is the Western media. I haven't fact checked.
Okay. Just in case, but like, if it was to be true, Ed, like, come on, dude. Like, come on. Let's not pretend this is cool just because other people have done it.
it would have to be.
It would have to be cool.
Yeah. Like,
No, it's not cool. It's not
'cause
cool
we're
by
talking about countries, so it's like, okay.
But when this comes out of the country and affect other countries, affect other people.
An American saying that, like, wow, just wow. I don't even know what
Can
to
you
say.
talk a little louder? Is that what was that?
I said an American saying this. It's like it's astonishing. Like, all the stuff that our country does, it's like, come on, man. It's not even a comparison.
Yeah.
Libya,
Sometimes you should be able to.
It's my favorite. Like,
Yeah. Sometimes you should be able to relieve yourself from the U.S. perspective. I mean, we are all
yeah.
world citizens.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you want to pass judgment on someone and say, oh, he's a terrible person. Like, well, you got to kind of look at your own country and what they're doing. It's like, man, you know.
But I keep saying this. Like, I get it. Was that?
Yeah. At the same time, let it go in a sense from, your country does that, but you personally are not behind that opinion, or you personally are not behind those actions. In a sense, yes, but in a sense, you can detach yourself from those decisions that your country has made for you. So you're able to opinion or pass judgment on another topic that's relevant from your country perspective. Of course, United States has a part of as a weapons dealer, but
Listen, it seems
so. We're just gonna have to wait till we get all the information on this guy.
Yeah, you're right. But like, if I was to guess, if this is like sprinkling more chaos out here, and we don't need that. We actually need something that gives us like faith, something that gives us hope. Okay, and I don't care if it comes from Russia. I don't have a problem with Russian. I know Russians that live here in the U.S. I don't have a problem with nobody from nowhere, man. I have a problem with individuals and then individual choices. Okay, but sprinkling out more chaos is just bad for everybody, man. Even if he was just enclosed into Russia and doing back to his own ways, just in Russia, let's say.
Yeah.
Do you not care about that? Because it's not here in the U.S. where you live?
I don't know what this guy is. I don't know if he's good, if he's bad, or anything. Like, this is what I'm trying to tell you. We don't know.
Sure.
One
I don't
thing
know who he is. I have never met him. I only know what he's accused of, and nothing is nice. Okay, nothing is good.
Okay, the fact what we got what Snowden can't come back to the U.S. He's in Russia right now. That's not good. Julian Assange is being just locked up. He's just locked up. And what were these guys doing? Just giving information out. You know, educating the rest of us and letting us know, hey, this is what your government is up to. None of it's been disproven, none of it. And these guys are just, one guy is in exile, the other guy is locked away, losing his mind. So that's what our country is doing.
Yeah, but the same Russia does. There are political criminals in jail because of exposing or opposing the government or opposing Putin or opposing an idea.
But this is what I've been trying to tell this to. Like, it's just.
The same happens in China. The same happens in.
I mean, but you like this Bout guy, Victor Bout. I don't know. I'm saying we don't have all the information. That's all I'm saying. So I can't.
By the way, another point. Paul Whelan.
Was Marine?
Oh, that's the Marine.
Yeah,
exactly. Why didn't they? It's also, I don't know. Did we stop recording?
The whole idea was to actually do a 2-for-2 exchange, and Putin said no. One is fine. We are only interested in getting this one guy.
Of course. It would have been a 2-for-1 trade. That would have even been better, but.
Like, listen, that should have been like, let everybody out, like, for one day. Let them all out.
We used to have a president who was like really good at making deals, but you know, he's racist, so we can't have him.
Yeah, that is a great deal. You're right about that. But this is my thing, bro. No offense. God bless Brittney Grinner, because she really didn't do anything to deserve this. So I'm glad you're home. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I'm glad you were received with love. Okay? I'm glad. Go back to your regular life. I hope mentally everything is together and everything. But that was a terrible trade. Okay, she's an entertainer. She's a basketball player that actually posed no threat. Okay, she had CBD oil. Okay, for back pain. Let's say not necessarily as for back pain. You know what I mean? Like, but what's the worst you're gonna do with that? Back pain, numb my lips. If I drink from the glass you touch, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Versus the guy who's selling freaking bombs, airplanes. Are you listening, Ed? Like, how does that not click with, but the U.S. has done the same thing. Look at 9/11. Look at Saddam Hussein. Look at freaking, we train a whole bunch of bad people. That doesn't make what I'm talking about any less important, man. It just doesn't make no sense. Ed, you are somebody who thinks for what I know, you think at such a high level that I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
So you just
can't be outraged. I can't be outraged. Oh my goodness, this guy's such a threat. It's like, is he really? Like, look at the stuff we're doing now. Like, we're arming up Nazis, and we're worried about this guy. Like, no.
Yeah, we do this over and over again. Yes, the U.S. has made these mistakes and still making them. But these are mistakes regardless of what. Like, I'm not trying to take from what you are saying. These are mistakes, bad moves, bad choices. These are. So let's sprinkle a little more chaos to just even it out.
No, because, like, how is he chaos? Well, you think Putin's going to get the guy and say, hey, Victor Bout, have at it, do your thing. Like, do you think that's what he's gonna do?
But what if he does? What you owe me? Let's make a bet. What you owe me?
If he does that, I'd say, you know what, Putin, you're right. You need to go take care of these people.
Okay.
No matter what he does, he's right. He's Putin.
All right. There's gonna be definitely a episode 2 on this, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Let's see where this goes. I just hope I'm wrong about this. I just hope, like I don't know. What would be a good outcome to this, Nagayan?
Outcome? I mean, good outcome is if he is praised for the person he is back in Russia, and he gets praised in the sense that he was an arms dealer and he got free, and now he's on free footing. But at the same time, that's it. That's his peak. He doesn't go any farther than that. Maybe he does some activism from his side in the sense of creating some little bit more chaos, but never coming into the top where he was. That's a no-go. That would be the best case scenario, in the sense that he finds himself and he finds a hobby that he likes. Maybe he's a dealer, but in some sort of other stuff, which is not has to do with taking lives. I hope so, but yeah, that's I think wishful thinking.
I think it's wishful thinking too. But if that's the outcome, God bless. I mean, seriously.
Like,
and what's the outcome to this?
How can you be so worried about this one guy and then ignore the fact that we're literally just giving, like...
We're not ignoring it. Come on, man.
But if we're also...
We're not ignoring it. We're talking about this topic. We don't have to take into consideration what I do in my daily habits to actually...
I think if, like, who's more dangerous, though? It's like, really, the guys we're arming up now.
The U.S. is more dangerous.
I mean...
You're talking about one guy, and you're talking about the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a fair comparison.
These Ukrainians, they already, like, they blew up the bridge. They probably blew up Nord Stream 1. They carried out a hit on Dugin's daughter in Russia. It's like these guys
Seems like you're
running wild.
coming to the same conclusion in every video, and you wanting to emphasizing the same aspect.
Okay. Let's give it to him. He does have a great point. Yes. But we are not taking this away from you, Ed. It's just we
But we got to see. We just wait and we get more information. How about that, guys? Just hear both sides.
I think it's way too convenient for them to be like, yo, bring him back. We're going to make an exchange. And then we're going to punish him ourselves for doing what he did. I just don't see that.
Okay, well, sure.
Maybe.
Because the TV told you that Russia was evil. So, I mean, okay, all right.
But this is not about Russia right now. This is about these two individuals. Is it a fair exchange? Is it actually, like, sensible to actually take this course of action? I mean, Brittney Grinner didn't do anything, so in my opinion, okay, let's bring him back. Let's find a way. But was this a way? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
What's Paul Biden's campaign motto, actually, or?
We should have gave Hunter Biden for Brittney Grinner.
Yeah.
Hunter.
No, let me stop playing. Huh? Ed, listen. I understand your point. I'm getting a little too excited, but it's just I'm getting excited because
I know what the TV says. They say, "Oh, he's such a bad guy," but I'm like, okay, I don't. All right. All right, TV.
Not the TV. Listen, did you hear when he was questioned about selling these weapons and doing all these things? He said, if I didn't do it, somebody else would have done it.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's not the TV.
That's
He didn't deny this. So like, I don't know about no weapons. I don't know about no weapons of mass destruction. He didn't even try doing that.
I still don't see.
He said somebody got to do it.
I
The
mean,
job is dirty, but somebody got to do it. And that was me.
yeah. Like I said, let's
You
just get
still
more.
saying yeah?
We get more information.
I think that's a good point. Let's keep it at that, or else we're gonna keep on arguing about the same point with the same information with the same.
Yeah, my bad. I'm just trying to have him understand what I'm trying to say. Like,
Nobody says we don't understand you, and that's I think the biggest mistake.
No, I
you
just
can have.
disagree. That's I disagree. Honestly.
Exactly.
okay, my bad. Only time will tell.
We'll see.
Oh man. So, anybody has anything to add to this? If not, we're gonna pause this. We're gonna end this here, and we're gonna go with Brittney Grinner herself real quick. So Ed, you don't have nothing else?
No, that's it.
Did you pause the video already, or?
No, it's been recording all the time.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Guys, thank you for watching. Unidentified. See you on the next. Just keep watching, man.